Women have been conditioned by society to be, act, and think a certain way. Here at Girls IRL, we encourage women to challenge societal norms and embrace their femininity. With that being said, let's get into this week's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls in Real Life podcast. I'm your host, Mariah Clayton. Happy New Year. Can y'all believe we have made it to 2024? I honestly don't even want to think about it. I graduated high school 10 years ago. I will be having my 10-year reunion at some time this year. And it just makes me feel so old. But I also am excited, especially because the new year today is falling on a Monday, which feels like a double fresh start, because sometimes when the new year starts on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it doesn't feel like as fresh of a start as starting on literally the beginning of the week. So I am excited for the new year this year, as I hope you all are. I know it's been a minute since y'all heard from me. I took a little week off because it was Christmas and your girl just did not have it in her to record and upload a podcast episode. And I know that you guys are probably spending time with your family. So yeah, that's why I did not do a podcast episode for Christmas, but I did have a good Christmas. Me and Justin actually didn't do gifts this year because, as you guys know, we are buying a house. So we were just like, we're just going to skip on the gifts this year. And it was nice, I didn't have to stress about like, oh my gosh, what am I going to get him? Like, it really was just nice to be like, okay, we're not doing anything, but we do love each other and we're each other's gifts every single day. Okay, period. But aside from the gift thing, we just typically go to my grandmother's house every year. She is like the matriarch of our family. So we just went there, ate some food, opened up some presents. My sister got me this like beautiful Coach bracelet that I'm wearing right now. What else did I get? I really did not get much. Ace mostly got everything. I'm trying to think of what else did I get. We got like a gift card. That was when we played White Elephant for Christmas Eve. We did like a gift card exchange. So me and Justin each got a gift card for that. My dad gave me some money, as he does every single year. So thank you, Daddy. I really can't think of what else I got. Oh, we got some stuff for the house. My aunts and my nana got us some stuff. So we got like some plate sets, some glassware sets. Like I said, Ace got a bunch of clothes. He got a bunch of toys and everything. So it was a good Christmas. I do have to say, like, it didn't feel like Christmas this year to me at all for some reason. Like, I don't know what it was, but Christmas just didn't feel like Christmas to me, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. I did have a good Christmas, as I hope you all did. And yeah, I hope y'all had a good New Year's Eve too last night. I don't know what y'all was doing, but I hope y'all were safe, didn't set the house on fire with the fireworks or anything, because my dad has done that a few times in the past. I don't know what I'm doing for New Year's Eve yet. We don't really have any plans because I'm recording this a little bit before. I'm actually recording this. What is today? Today's the 29th. I'm recording this on December 29th, so it's a little bit early before New Year's Eve. So I really don't know what we're doing. Like I said, we typically go to my nana's because she's the matriarch, and we usually like pop fireworks and stuff, but I don't know if we're going to do that this year. I really have no idea. But yeah, let me catch y'all up on a little bit on what I've been doing this past week, because I know I did not talk to you guys. If y'all follow me on Instagram, I am a little bit more active on there. So if you want to keep up with like my day-to-day life and see what I'm doing, then you can follow me on my personal Instagram. But I did want to let my podcast girlies know, because the last episode y'all heard, I was going over my 2023 vision board, and I have to let y'all know I did read a book. Okay, before the end of the year, I did read a book, and I was so proud of myself because I literally just randomly picked up the book and I was like, you know what? No better time than now. Like, if I'm gonna start reading, like, I need to actually get a physical book and read it. So that's what I did. I read A Court of Thrones and Roses. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I've seen it all over Book Talk, and I wanted to start reading it, and so I did, and I actually loved it, you guys. Like, I feel like this book has single-handedly gotten me back into reading, so I'm really excited. It's like a magic fantasy type book with a little bit of like romance and love. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm a big fantasy girl. Like, I love watching fantasy type movies. Even when I was like reading before in high school and stuff, I always just like was gravitated towards fantasy type books. I don't know why. I just think they're so interesting and cool when people have like powers and like there's all these different worlds. I don't know. I know some girls are like, I don't like magic and mystical and fantasy, but I love it. So the good thing about this book is that it's a series, and I knew that getting into reading, I wanted to start with a series because once you start one, like you have to finish the rest of them. And there's like 4 or 5 books in this series. So I was just like, this is going to be a good starting place for me to just get my foot back into the water. And I actually finished the book in 4 days. Like I was so shocked. I was reading it so fast. Like I was so into it, like every step of the way. And it just reminded me of why I love reading in the first place. So I can say I am back on my reading game, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to like share with y'all all the books that I'm reading and like my book recommendations and all that stuff. Is going to be so much fun. Me and Justin also were watching this documentary on Netflix called Curry and Cyanide. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, it's basically about this girl who kills off all of her family. Well, technically they were like her in-laws. But she basically like, well, they don't know if she did it, but the whole documentary is like this whole conspiracy about how she used cyanide to kill all of these people in her family because they were like in her way. And it was honestly just really crazy. Like, I don't want to give too much of it away in case you guys like want to go and watch it, but she killed like 6 people and she used cyanide for all of the killings. And they're basically trying to prove that like she is a serial killer. Like there's no other way to put it. Like they want to prove that she's a serial killer. So she actually went on trial earlier this year. I mean, I didn't look it up or anything, so I have no idea like how the trial went or anything. But I will say like I totally 100% believe that she did it because it's just weird how they all like died, and they didn't do autopsies on every single person because like they didn't know. They thought that it was just like a heart attack or something they ate or whatever. And so whenever it was like the 3rd person I think that had died, they were like, oh, we need to do an autopsy and like see what's going on. And that's when they found cyanide. So then they did like an expungement, is that what it's called, where they dig up the bodies? And anyways, they dug up the older bodies and tried to see if they could find cyanide in their system, and of course they couldn't because it was like 10 years had gone by, so it was just a little bit too late. So they're just trying to prove that like she basically did this, and it's going to be a little bit hard, honestly. But anyways, it was very interesting. If you guys want to go watch it, it's about this family in India. And yeah, that's what we've been watching. We've been watching a lot of like true crime-ish things. So I don't know, I've always been interested in true crime, but I feel like there has to be a time and place for it. Like I have to really be in the mood to listen to and like watch true crime stuff, whereas before I feel like I would watch it all the time, but now sometimes it just feels a little bit heavy, like it's just a little bit too much. Like there was this thing on Hulu. Was it on Hulu or Amazon? I can't remember, but it was basically about this murder that happened in Boston, and like I don't know if it was the 80s or 90s, maybe it was the 70s. Child, I don't know, but basically this man ended up killing his pregnant wife and tried to blame it on a black person, and it was just like going through the whole ordeal of like the race issue in Boston and all this other kind of stuff. So like we've been on our true crime grind lately. Like I don't even know what to say. And yeah, if you guys are into that, those are 2 things that we've watched this past week. House update. This is the last little thing I'll get into before we get into today's episode. But house update for those who want to know and who are nosy like me. We did have a showing the other day, and the lady, she liked the house, but she didn't like the fact that our neighborhood was like right across the street from a school. So she was complaining about like how there would be traffic, which she is correct because the traffic can get really bad, especially during the school year, especially in the morning and like the late afternoon. So I totally get it. Like I even complain about the traffic, but we're just trying to get this house sold, honestly. But we're also in a little pickle with our other house that we're trying to buy because the bank is doing the most, and I don't even really know how to explain it to y'all because I don't even fully understand. But basically, because the house that we're getting is a short sale, meaning it's like the step before a foreclosure, apparently in a short sale the bank can like change the price of the house whenever they want, so they've tried to like up the price because they did an appraisal on it and it appraised for like a certain amount of money, and we were like no, we already agreed to this amount of money that we were going to pay for the house. So it's just been a whole thing of us going back and forth with the bank, and we're just waiting to hear from the bank to see what the final price or say so they're gonna say the price is, and then we're gonna decide like if it's worth us getting or not. So I don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of things that go into buying a house, so it's just a lot that I don't understand. And I'm sure you guys don't understand either. So I don't even want to like bore y'all with that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we still haven't sold our house and we're not even 100% sure where we're at on our new house. So it's just a lot going on and happening, but we will persevere and power through, and whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen. Like, I'm not stressing about it. I'm not tripping on it. Like, if we're supposed to move into the house, we're going to move into the house. And if not, then we're just not. And it's going to be okay. And we're going to find something even better. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this intro and into today's podcast episode, which, as you guys could tell from the title, I'm going to be going over my 2024 goals and vision board and just setting the tone for the year, letting y'all know what's up with your girl so y'all can hold me accountable, so I can hold myself accountable. And I'm really excited. I always, like, when the new year rolls around, I'm always just like very inspired and motivated. And then as the year goes on, it's like that motivation dwindles down very quickly. But I really want to focus on like keeping my motivation and like being consistent throughout the year. So I'm really excited to dive into this with y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, I will have pictures inserted this time, so that you guys can see what my vision board looks like. The images that are on my vision board is actually so cute. I'm looking at it right now because I already made it my screensaver on my computer. It's very pink. You know, I feel like my vision boards are like same font, different theme. Is that how the saying goes? Like, they all kind of look very similar, but they're a little bit different every single year, if that makes sense. So anyways, let's just go ahead and get into it because I do not want to be here all day, and I'm sure y'all don't want me to be here all day either. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I actually have in my notes like all of my goals for 2024 physically written out. And then if you guys are watching, I will have like whatever pictures correspond from my vision board popping up somewhere around me so that you guys can see. And then at the end, I'll show like overall what my vision board looks like. So I don't know if you guys care, but I'm going to share it anyways. So I'm going to be looking over here because my iPad is over here with my list. And then over here is like the pictures. So I'm going to be looking like this the whole episode. So I'm sorry. But yeah, the first thing that I have on my list for my goals for 2024 is to read more, which I kind of touched on this a little bit in the intro. But I definitely do feel like I'm back in my reading bag for sure. Like, A Court of Thorns and Roses was just so good, and it's getting me excited to read the rest of the series and then to like also read more books. And I want to read more than just like fantasy. I want to get into maybe some thrillers. I want to get into like some romance, maybe some spicy books. Like, I don't know, girl. I'm so excited because I know that the possibilities are literally endless and there's so many books out there. The one thing that I'm trying to decide right now is like, because I've been physically buying the books. Like, I physically bought A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I physically bought the next book in the series, and I'm probably going to buy all the books in the series because I just love having like the physical book and like flipping through the pages. And I'm trying to decide, like, do I want to get a Kindle? Because I know there's so many people that rave about their Kindles, but at the same time, it's like I'm trying to get away from screen time. And I know Kindle is technically not like a social platform, but it is a screen. So I'm just trying to decide, like, do I want to get a Kindle and just like have books on there, or do I want to like physically gather up all of these books and then like where am I going to put them and like all that kind of stuff, right? Because I don't have a bookshelf. I mean, I guess I could have a bookshelf, but then it's also like, do I want to have all these books that I'm only going to read one time? Like, what am I going to do with these books once I'm done with them? So that's where like getting a Kindle is kind of intriguing to me because I can literally just have one Kindle and thousands of books on there. So I don't know, but I really do love like holding a book physically and like flipping through the pages, smelling the book. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it that's just so nostalgic. So maybe I need to just rent them from the library instead of actually buying them. That might be a good idea. I haven't stepped foot in a library and I don't even know how long. I probably have books that I've never returned in like from like high school. So I probably have a balance. I don't even know how that works. I don't even have a library card. So I have no idea. Maybe I need to look into that. All right, next goal for 2024 is I want to be the healthiest version of myself. And if you guys have listened to a few podcast episodes like before this one, then you would know that struggling with my body has been a major theme for me in 2023, and I feel like I never really did anything about it. I would just always like complain about my body but never really do anything to change it. So this year I really just want to focus on being the healthiest version of myself. I don't want to focus on losing weight. I don't want to focus on being a certain body type. Like I don't want to focus on going on a diet. I really just want to focus on doing things that I know are healthy for me, like working out consistently, drinking water, making better food choices. Like I know what I need to do and I just have to do it. But I feel like if I force myself to try and lose 20 pounds or grow my butt or make my legs smaller or get abs, like it's going to put too much pressure on me to like see those results. Whereas if I just focus on being healthy overall, then all of that other stuff will come, but it's not the focus, if that makes sense. Like the focus is just being healthy, and then all the other things that are added on to that are just like the icing on the cake. So this year I really do want to be the healthiest version of myself because like I've mentioned before, being an athlete and being in pageants, like I always had something to train for. I always had something that I was working towards, and now I'm at a point in my life where I don't need my body to be physically fit in order to like live my life, but I want to be physically fit for my own like sanity and my own mental health and for my own well-being. So health is definitely going to be a big focus for me in 2024. Okay, third goal is to have a deeper relationship with God. I definitely put this on my vision board every single year, and I feel like every single year I fail at this. And I did mention this in my last podcast episode about me just kind of struggling with navigating this life that I'm living because, you know, I'm shacked up. I got a baby daddy, like, yeah, all the things that you're not supposed to have. So it's been really hard for me to kind of navigate where I'm at in life as it pertains to my relationship with God, because I know I'm actively living in sin. So for me, it's just trying to figure out that balance of like, I don't know, like forgiving myself and seeking forgiveness from God, but also knowing that like it's okay and God understands and He knows my heart. And this is just a situation that I'm in. Like, obviously, I could have done things by not putting myself in the situation, but like I'm here now. So I don't think. I don't think that He's punishing me. Like, I don't think that I need to be afraid of Him punishing me for living my life like this. I feel like He knows and understands the circumstance that I'm in. And yeah, even though I put myself in this circumstance and situation, that doesn't mean that He loves me any less. So for me, I just really want to deepen my relationship with God, talk to Him daily, read my Bible, pray, and all that kind of stuff. And I want to show y'all because I have my Bible right here. I got a new Bible. Look how beautiful, first of all, this Bible is. Shout out to Ali Yost. I don't know if you guys follow her, but she recommends this Bible, and I saw it and I was like, I have to have it. And I have not had a physical Bible and I don't know how long. Like, it has been so long since I've had a physical Bible to look at and highlight in and read through. So I absolutely love this one. I'll link it in the podcast description if you guys are interested. But on the front, it says, God is within her, she will not fall. And there's like flowers all over it. It's pink. I think they have a few different, like, what am I trying to say? Covers, like a few different designs for this Bible. But you can take notes in here and all kinds of stuff. So I'm really excited to just like get started and dive deep. And me and my older sister, Shelby, are actually going to be reading the Bible together this year. It's a goal of both of ours to just kind of like read through the Bible. So I'm trying to decide if we want to do chronological or if we just want to take it like book by book. I don't really know, but I definitely do know that I want to read full books at a time. I don't want to like jump through from like back and forth, back and forth. Like I want to read full books at one time. So we're going to figure that out. But yeah, we're basically going to be having our own Bible study. I don't know how often. I'm hoping like once a week. I haven't really talked to her about it, but I do know that it's something that we're going to do. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, my next goal for 2024 is to be consistent on social media. I feel like I have my spurts where I'm posting like every single day, every single week, like I'm going good. And then I have my other spurts where I'm like, you don't hear from me for 3 days, 4 days, maybe a week. Like, I don't know. So I really do just want to be consistent all around. And I have to decide like what consistency looks like for me. Like I want it to be realistic. I don't want to make a goal of I need to post every single day on every single platform, because that's just a lot. Like it's going to be overwhelming and it's just going to be too much. So I need to figure out, what does consistency look like for me, and kind of divvy it up for each platform. So for Instagram, I'm thinking I want to post like 4 to 5 times a week on Instagram, because that's like the platform that I probably use the most. And then for TikTok, I feel like I want to post every single day, at least once a day. And then for YouTube, I feel like I want to post just like once a week with maybe 2 shorts or something, like I'm really just trying to be consistent on all of my social media platforms, because I know that I'm so good at social media. Like I know that I am so good at this. I just feel like I count myself out, or I have like this imposter syndrome. I don't even know why. And it's like I have so much content that I make that I just don't post, because I'm like, oh, I don't think people are going to like this. People don't want to hear this. People don't want to see this. But at the end of the day, it's like if I like it, then I just want to post it. So I don't want to be afraid of like posting things, or worried that it's not going to get the amount of likes that I want. Nobody's going to comment on it. Like, who cares? Like, really, who cares at the end of the day? Like, I just want to be consistent on my part. And because of my consistency, I know that like my following will grow, my audience will grow, my engagement will grow. Like all of that will just naturally grow as long as I do my part, which is being consistent. So that's a goal for me for 2024. I didn't want to put like certain stipulations on it. Like I want to hit 200K on TikTok, and I want to hit 10,000 on YouTube. And I don't want to do that, because again, that puts the pressure on you. And as the year like goes on and you're not hitting those goals, you kind of feel like a failure. So I really just want to focus on, again, like the consistency part of it. And then all the other stuff will just naturally come. My next goal for the year is to create discipline and routine. I've mentioned this a little bit, but I kind of want to go in a little bit deeper. I used to be a very disciplined person, and I think that this was because I had a routine. Like I was always playing volleyball, or I was always in pageants. So I always had a schedule that I had to abide by. Like I had someone telling me what to do, where I should be, when I should be doing it. And it was like very structured. And even though it can be kind of annoying when people try and tell you like what to do, I think that it can also be very helpful in building that discipline and that routine. So for me, I really want to force myself to like create a routine and stick to it and be disciplined about it, because even when you don't have the motivation to do something, discipline is going to push you to do it, because you want to show up for yourself. So I am going to be having a morning routine and a nighttime routine, and I just want it to be consistent. I want to be dedicated to it and disciplined about it. And I honestly feel like this will just transform me and my life and the way that I'm living, because it's very easy to just like snooze your alarm, or like sleep in, or say, oh, I'm not going to work out today. And then today becomes tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And it's like, because you don't have that discipline, there's nothing that's like pushing you to do it. So I really want to have discipline and have a routine, because I know that I thrive in that kind of environment. And I know that that's how I get the most out of myself. So I don't really know what my morning and nighttime routine is really going to look like, but I know that it's going to consist of a skincare routine. It's going to consist of journaling. It's going to consist of reading the Bible in the morning or maybe at night. I haven't decided which one yet. It's going to consist of working out. It's going to consist of cleaning and like doing stuff in the morning and waking up early before Ace wakes up. And I've actually kind of been doing this in the later weeks of December, like for the past 2 weeks. I've been doing this where I wake up at like 5:30 or 6 o'clock, which is like an hour before Ace typically wakes up. And I just have the house to myself. Like Justin's still asleep, Ace is still asleep. Like I can go in the bathroom, I can take as much time as I want doing my skincare, getting my hair together, like going and folding clothes or loading up the dishwasher or whatever the case may be. Like it honestly has made such a huge difference. So I just want to continue doing that and see where it takes me, because I know that like once I continue to keep doing it, I'm going to find that routine that I do thrive in, where I am getting the most out of my day and getting the most out of myself. So yes, that's a big one for your girl. But the next goal that I have is to start therapy. I've actually had this on my vision board before, and I did not start therapy that year. I think that was like 2022. I said that I was going to start therapy and I just didn't. It's very surprising to me that I haven't gone to therapy, because I don't know if you guys know this, maybe some of you do, but I was in school for psychology and I was getting my master's in school counseling. So I know what therapy is. I know what counseling is. I know how beneficial it can be. I just never done it for myself, which is crazy. But I feel like what stopped me is the fear of not being able to find a good therapist. Like I want to find somebody who can I guess not relate to me, but who I feel comfortable sharing my life with. I feel like I want someone who's a little bit younger. I obviously want someone who's Black and who's a woman. Like I just feel like it's very hard to come by a good therapist these days, but I really do want to start therapy, because I just feel like, even though I feel like I do a good job of making sure I'm good mentally and like checking in with myself, it would just be a lot better and probably a lot more efficient for me to have somebody like do that for me and with me. And then also just kind of like uncover some things that maybe I'm unaware of. Me and Justin also want to start couples therapy. So there's just a lot that I feel like can benefit from going to therapy and going to counseling and getting your mental in check. And I really do want to try and do that this year. So I'm going to be on the hunt for a good therapist in the Baton Rouge area. If y'all have any recommendations, let me know. I am open to virtual. I don't know if I really want to go in to an office, so maybe virtual would be best. Like if you all have any recommendations, let me know. All right, my next goal is going to be to commit to YouTube personally and for the podcast. And I know I kind of touched on like the social media aspect of everything, but for me, I feel like I have slacked on YouTube so much, and I know that she's always going to be here. Like YouTube is always going to be here. She has paved the way for so many other social video platforms, and I just know that I need to dive back in. And I've already grown the podcast channel to 300 in over like 10 months. Like I literally started last February. So it's just wild to me that like the growth that I've been able to see in such a short amount of time, especially on my podcast channel, where people really have to be into what you're saying. So for me, it means more that like people are subscribing to my podcast channel, because like my podcast is my baby. My podcast is where I really like bare my soul. And so it just means so much to me that you guys are like interested in what I have to say and care about what I have to say. And even the things that I say, it resonates with y'all. So I do want to take this more seriously, and also like posting shorts like I mentioned earlier, and then also just like my personal Instagram. Like I really want to get back into vlogging and beauty content and hair content and like just more long form things. So I'm hoping to like just commit myself to that, even if it's just once a week and like one long form video a week and one short a week. Like I really just want to commit myself to that and just see what happens, see if we get any growth. And yeah. All right, my next goal is going to be make money doing what you love. And this is a big one for me because, as you guys know, I have been on the hunt for a job. And even though I've applied to a lot of jobs, none of them have hired me and none of them have been exactly like what I want to do with my life. And it's just been hard. And I actually saw a quote today on my motivation app, and it said, if you don't have goals and dream big, then you're going to end up working for someone who does. And that is what I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to end up working for somebody who is actually going out there chasing their dreams and making them a reality. Like, I want to work for myself. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to make money doing the things that I love and that I'm passionate about. And even though I do make money from social media, obviously I would like to make more. Me and my sister are also doing a passion project this upcoming year, which I'm going to be telling you guys about in a few months. And I'm so excited and I can't wait. And that's going to be another way for us to make money. But it's just also like very scary, stepping out and doing something new and just seeing how people are going to react and respond to it, if they're even going to care, if they're going to want to participate. Like, it's just very scary. But if you don't put yourself out there, then you'll literally never know. And I was actually having this conversation with two of my friends the other day. They have a nonprofit, and I'm doing their social media management for a campaign, not a campaign, for like an event that they have coming up. And we were just sitting and talking, and they were like, Mariah, why don't you just like freelance? Like, why don't you help brands and companies and do like freelance social media management? And I'm like, because who's going to want to work with me? Like, I don't see myself as a professional. I did not go to school for marketing. Like, I literally only do this for myself and for fun. Like, and they're like, but you're good at it. And like, you've grown your own social platforms to this height. And like, your creative ideas are so good. And like, you can put all these concepts together. Like, they really were just like telling me, you can do it. Like, you just need to decide that that's what you're going to do and then market yourself as that. And they make it sound easier than what it is, but I guess it really is that easy. Like, one day you just decide, like, this is what I'm going to do, and you just do it and you keep doing it until you get successful at it. So I don't know. I have thought, like, I do want to do a social media management job, and like, those are the types of jobs that I've been applying for. And I never thought to just freelance and, build a portfolio of work or whatever and like show it to people. But it's just scary because, again, like, imposter syndrome, I feel like I'm not really qualified to do this. Like, I've literally only worked on my own campaigns, like on my own social media. Like, I get creative briefs and I bring them to life. But in this case, I would have to create creative concepts and create the creative briefs and, like, bring them to life and then like have somebody else bring them to life. And it's just, oh, it's scary, but it is something that I'm thinking about doing because I do love social media so much. And I wish that when I was in college that I would have gone to school for like marketing or business or something. But I wasn't thinking like this far ahead. I didn't even know that like this was going to be a thing. So I can't fault myself for that, but it has given me a lot to think about. So yeah, this year I just want to like make money doing things that I love and not, bringing myself to the mercy of somebody else or another business or another corporation. Like, I know that I can provide for myself and I have a lot of gifts and talents, and I just need to tap into that and stop being so scared. Like, I need to stop just being a scaredy cat and just do it. All right, the next goal that I have is to be a present mother and partner. And I wanted to put this on here because I feel like sometimes I'm so like into my phone or I'm so like into watching TV that I just kind of neglect Ace and Justin sometimes, like, to be completely honest. Like, I'm home with Ace all day and it's like, okay, I don't want to sit here and play with you like all day. Like, I want to go and watch TV and I want to scroll on social media and I want to do this. But at the end of the day, like, Ace just wants my attention and he wants my love. And like, I need to give that to him. That's like the bare minimum of what I can give him and what he needs. And so sometimes I catch myself scrolling a little bit too much when I'm hanging out with Ace, or watching too much TV and not engaging in conversation with Justin. So for me, I really just want to work on being more present and in the moment, and not so caught up in what everybody else is doing, because at the end of the day, like, that really doesn't matter. So what matters to me is my family, and making sure that Ace knows that I love him and I care about him, and like he can count on me. I don't want to be just that mom that is so disconnected from her child because she has work, or she wants to be on her phone, or she wants to go out, or she wants to do this, right? Like, he's only little for so long, and I really do want to soak in these moments. And like, I love seeing his smiling face and hearing his laugh and watching him crawl around, and like watching his mind work and hearing his little sounds. Like, it really all is beautiful to see and to witness. So I just want to make sure that I'm checking myself and making sure that I'm being present in those moments with him, and not caught up in some la la virtual land. Okay, my next goal for 2024 is to take pride in my duties and responsibilities. And I put this on here because I will say this past year, I feel like I've been very, what's the word that I want to say? I've been very against, I guess is the best word I can say, like my chores around the house, if you even want to call them chores. Like, I've been very just like, I don't want to wash the dishes. I don't want to fold the laundry. I don't want to vacuum. I don't want to fluff the couch. I don't want to make the bed. Like, and for me, I really want to focus on taking pride in those duties and those responsibilities, and being grateful for it. And instead of saying like, oh, I have to wash the dishes, let me say, I'm so glad that I have things that I'm able to eat off of and eat with. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, I don't feel like making the bed, I'm so grateful that I get to wake up in a bed that is comfortable, and take pride in making the bed and like making sure that it looks presentable. Like, it's something that's so small and simple, but a quick mindset shift can literally like change everything. And so for me, I really just want to stop complaining about the things that I have to do, and really take pride in doing those things, because I do have a beautiful roof over my head. I do have, clothes to put on my back, and all of these different things, makeup to organize, skincare, like, and it's so easy to get annoyed by these like mundane everyday chores. But I really do want to start being grateful and having a heart of gratitude for the things that I do have, and making sure that I'm taking care of those things, because if I don't take care of the things that I have now, how can I expect to ever get anything better or bigger, and then how will I even have the capacity to like take care of it if I don't start taking care of it now? So really just shifting my mindset from, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this, to, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I get to do this. I'm so glad that I'm so blessed that I have this that I get to do, So a quick little mindset shift on my part, I think will just overall make me feel better about, my daily household things that I have to do. All right, my next goal is to start journaling again. This is something that I've talked about a lot on the podcast, but I really do want to get back into journaling, and just making sure that like I'm getting all my thoughts out on paper, maybe writing some affirmations, some gratitudes, a devotional, right? Like writing out prayers. I really just want to get back into the art of journaling and having my tangible piece of myself. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like there's really much more to say about that. I just know that I want to get back into journaling. I've seen a lot of good things about the 5-minute journal. I'm very tempted to get that one, but then also like typically I usually just get blank journals and just write whatever I want. So I don't have prompts. I don't have like questions or whatever. I literally just write what I feel. And I feel like that's nice sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to write. Like, I don't know what I want to say. And so it's nice to have a guided prompt sometimes. So I don't really know what kind of journal I'm going to get, but I will keep you guys updated and let you know. But your girl is getting back into some journaling. Okay. Okay. All right. And then the last goal that I have on here for 2024 is to embrace cooking. This was on my vision board last year. Well, really, it was on my vision board to like cook more and learn how to cook. But I feel like there's so many recipes online that like you don't really have to learn anything. You just have to follow directions. And like I know I can follow directions. I just really want to stop being so averse to cooking. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to touch raw meat. I don't want to cut vegetables. I don't want to, right? Again, shifting that mindset to be like, I don't want to have to do this, to I'm so grateful that I have the money to buy groceries to cook this delicious meal, right? So I really do want to embrace cooking a little bit more, kind of take a little bit off of Justin's plate when he comes home from work so he doesn't have to worry about like what's for dinner. And I just feel like it'll be fun. You know, I'll get to experiment a little bit in the kitchen and things like that. I also want to get into baking. So there's just a lot that I feel like I want to do in the kitchen, and I just need to stop being so like, I don't do that, and actually like put myself in the position to learn how to do it so it can be enjoyable for me to do. So yeah, those are all the things that I have listed on my goal list for 2024. Some things that I didn't get to was probably some of these quotes on my vision board. I'll just go over them really, really quickly. One of them says, consistency is more important than perfection. And I wanted to put that on there because, again, like my consistency with social media, I just want to know that like I need to be consistent. Like it doesn't matter if the video is not perfect. It doesn't have to be like the best of the best production every single time. Like I just want to be consistent, and I just want to show up for myself every single day and do what I said that I was going to do, because that's how growth happens. The next one says, dear me, thank you for putting in the work, love me. And this is just a reminder that like I am in control. Like I am in control of all of my successes. I am in control of all of my downfalls. I have a say so in every single aspect of my life, and I can choose to put in the work or to not put in the work, but I will reap the rewards and the benefits from me putting in the work, even though it might be hard, it might be difficult, the process might be long, but in the end it will all be worth it. And I'll be able to thank myself for being disciplined enough and being consistent enough to put in that work to get to where I always wanted to be. All right. And then the last quote, well, I mean, I have a few other ones. I have one that says like romanticize your life. Again, like with the dishes and the laundry and the chores. Like I really just want to romanticize all of these different aspects of my life. I have a sticker on here that says hot girls read, which is fun. Mental health matters. 2024 is my year. Health and happiness. And then the last little thing that I have on here is more so like an affirmation than a quote, but it says, I am the master of my mind and discipline empowers me. And this, again, is just for me to look at, to know that like discipline is going to empower me. I thrive when I am a disciplined person, when I have a routine. Like I get to control my mind and what I'm thinking and my thoughts. And it's easy to say like, oh, I don't want to do this today. But you know, it's going to pay off more in the long run to just be like, the end goal matters so much more than how you're feeling right now. So being disciplined and doing what I said I was going to do is going to empower me so much more and give me so much more of a greater outcome and benefit than not doing it. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps up all of my vision board for 2023 and my goals. This is the final product of what my vision board looks like, in case you're wondering. It's so cute and pink and girly and fun. And I can't wait to look at this every single day of the year when I open up my laptop. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just rambling at this point. But like I said, I'm really excited for the new year. I'm excited to see what is to come. I just feel like 2024 really is my year. I haven't felt like this in a long time, just like inspired and motivated to go and like to just like see what happens. So I'm really just looking forward to seeing all the things that I accomplished this year, holding myself accountable, being disciplined, staying consistent, finding a routine, and just honestly being the best version of myself that I haven't been in a long time. So anyways, if you guys are wanting me to know what's on your vision board, please let me know in the comments. Like I would love to read what you guys have going on for the new year, what your goals are, what you see yourself doing. I'm nosy too, okay? I want to know. And also, if you guys are feeling generous and nice, please leave me a review. If you're on Apple, you can leave me a little review and I get to read through them, which is great. On Spotify, you can give me 5 stars. And then on YouTube, obviously, you can comment down below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But yes, I'm going to go ahead, get out of your hair. Happy January 1st. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a great Monday, a great week, and a great year. And I'll talk to you guys in my next episode. Bye.